In this tutorial video I'm going to talk to you about paragraph formatting and how you can apply paragraph formatting to styles. Now, paragraph formatting is applied using the paragraph section on the Home tab. You have your basic bullets, numbering and outline numbering, left and right indent for changing how far the text is from the left margin of the page, sorting paragraphs of text, seeing the paragraph marks. This is really handy when you start using more complicated formatting in your document. The 4 different vertical text alignments, so left, center, right and fully justified. Fully justified is when you have text like this that goes across to the page and it kind of breaks at the end. If you select that paragraph and apply the full justification, you see how it lines up with the right margin. Personally, I hate it and it's not supposed to be very good for speed readers, so I tend to stick to left justification. You also have your line spacing. If you want to increase the gap between the lines of text, you can use that one. Fill color if you want to apply a background color to a particular paragraph, and a border, so you can apply a border quickly to a paragraph of text as well. If you click on the paragraph expansion button, this opens up the paragraph window, so you have that same alignment that you control with these buttons here. You have outline level, so that relates to the styles that you use in your document that are then linked to your table of contents. So for example, this bit here that says breads and buns is a heading 1 style, and if I click on that and have a look at the paragraph, you'll be able to see it says outline level 1, which means when you insert a table of contents, that's going to be included as the top level in the table of contents. It also means if you change your view to outline view, you'll be able to see that and collapse and expand headings, which I'll go into in a different video. This is your indentation, which you can also control with these 2 buttons. That's how far your text is from the left margin or the right margin. You can also do special indentation, so indentation that just applies to the first line in the paragraph, or hang indentation, which applies to every line after the first one. So for example, this paragraph with the bullet is indented from the left margin by 0.63 centimeters, and it hangs by another 0.63 centimeters, which means these 2 lines here come in 0.63 from where the beginning of the text is. Paragraph spacing here, before and after your paragraph, is very, very useful. This is the gap that you see between different paragraph lines. So for example, if I say 6 point before and untick this thing that says don't add the gaps, you'll see this text moves down a little bit. So that's quite handy. You can also do that same line spacing that you did using this, but there's a few more options in terms of saying exactly X number of points. You also have a tabs button down here, so if you want to change where the tabs are within your text, you can click on that and set specific tab stops. I'll do that in a different video too. And you've got a line and page breaks tab. Now, I don't use these a lot, but what I do use is this one, page break before and keep lines after. These tend to apply to heading styles. So for example, this is heading 1. This is a new section of my document where I'm talking about breads and buns. If I went page break before, that moves this text down to the next page, which is quite handy. So I'm not going to have to keep pressing enter all of the time to try and get that looking the way I want it. Keep lines together means that this will keep this heading with the next line of text down, so you don't get sort of your heading on one page and then your text on the next page down, which can be really annoying. Now all of these options you can apply to specific pieces of text on their own, but that can get a little bit annoying and time consuming in a big document, so it's far more effective to apply them to the styles. So for example, in my document I have several headings with the heading 1 style. If I right click and select modify, I can change the basic formatting here, so these are the same paragraph formatting options I had before. This is my paragraph spacing before and after, increase and decrease indent, line spacing and justification. If I select format, I can also go to paragraph formatting here, and I can apply that page break before to all of my headings, which means they'll all do the same thing. Or I might come back in here, come back to indents and spacing. I might decide I want to have a gap of 24 point after my heading so that they really stand out. The way that works as well, say for your normal text, normal is the default text for your entire document, so if I went and modified that and change my paragraph spacing. So I always had 6 point before and 6 point after. That's going to affect all of my text in the document, except for the bullets, because there's this really irritating thing with Word 2007 where there's this list paragraph style. List paragraph applies to anything that's got bullets or numbering. I always come in and modify the style, because the paragraph formatting here always says don't add spaces between the paragraphs, and mostly when I'm putting bulleted text I do want the spaces. So I always untick that, which spreads out all of my bullets. So that's the basics of how you can use paragraph formatting and incorporate them into your styles. Hopefully that was useful to you, and I hope you enjoyed the video.